Welcome to TruthRadioShow.com with your host, Dan Bidondi. Today's October 26th of 2018. In recent news, as you've been hearing for the last year or so since President Trump's been elected, you have liberals calling him a Nazi. You know what I mean? They openly come out and say he's a nationalist, but then go and say he's a Nazi. Nazi and nationalism does not mix. Nazi is pro-globalism, pro-New World Order, just anything to do with destroying the Constitution. Nationalism, which Trump does support nationalism, it's American individual and national sovereignty. That's what nationalism is, to support one country. Hey, put America first. What is so wrong with putting your own country first? But, the liberals seem to think somehow, some way, this corresponds to another Adolf Hitler. Now, if you want to compare Adolf Hitler to Donald Trump, which they do all the time, it's ridiculous. I mean, let's match the two for a minute. Adolf Hitler supported a global government, openly called for New World Order. Donald Trump can't stand the globalists. He can't stand global government, and he's definitely against the New World Order. So right that alone rules that out of him even being close to Hitler. Let's go on to another thing here. Let's, give them the benefit of the doubt. Adolf Hitler could not stand the fact that citizens carry weapons, so he banned weapons from citizens, thus leading, all over, not just Hitler, but all these communists and Nazi dictators, whatnot, that came along, resulting in hundreds of millions of people, innocent people, died because of gun control. So let's compare that to Donald Trump. Donald Trump supports the Second Amendment for the people's right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But somehow, some way, the liberals say he's another Adolf Hitler. Okay, when you go down to the Jews, Adolf Hitler could not stand the Jews, the real Jews anyway. He did go in cahoots with the Zionists, which are the fake Jews. And if you don't know the difference between fake and real Jews, I advise you to read Revelation chapter 2 and 3 to find out, and also through the Bible about the bloodlines. And there's people who profess to be Jews, such as the Rothschild, the Zionist cartels and all that. They profess to be Jews, but they are not. Okay, they belong to a total different bloodline than the bloodline of David and so on. So the real Jews are people who are part of that bloodline, God's chosen people. However, they say Adolf Hitler and Donald Trump is another Adolf Hitler, and if that was the case, instead of supporting Israel, instead of saying, hey, we're going to officially recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. So if Donald Trump was anything like Hitler, don't you think he'd be saying, you know what, let's give this to Palestine. Let's give the land to Palestine, the Palestinians, I'm sorry. Let's just eradicate the Jews. That's what Hitler wanted to do. So how is Donald Trump, President Trump, like Adolf Hitler? And you continue to get on the list. I mean, it is so ridiculous. And I got a list over here. I did put up on Facebook, and I'm going to check this out real quick. But I'm just lost for words how these people claim to be so intelligent, claim to be anything intelligent at that, but don't know simple history. And, you don't need to be a historian neither to even know this, okay? This is basic history 101, World War I, World War II history, 1900s history, okay? And I got the list here I posted on my Facebook last night, and it says, how dumb can people be comparing Trump to Hitler? That's right, the liberals are comparing President Donald Trump to Hitler. So let's go down the list. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, and once again, we're going to go down this list here. Hitler opposed individual and national sovereignty. President Trump supports individual and national sovereignty. Hitler opposed constitutions that gave people's rights. Trump opposed the Constitution for this country that protects the people's rights. But yeah, he's like Hitler. All right, let's go on. Hitler, when came to power, embraced himself as their dictator. Trump, when he came to power, was the first thing he said in his inauguration address. We are transferring not one power from one administration to another, but power from one administration to the people. That's total opposite from what Hitler would do. And Hitler opposed gun rights. Trump supports gun rights. Hitler was pro-globalist and New World Order. openly claiming, say, hey, we need a new world order. Trump is anti-globalist and anti-new world order. Hitler was a huge globalist. Trump isn't. Hitler was backed and financed by the Rothschild World Banking Cartel. That's the elite, the World Banking Cartel. That's the elite right there. Trump isn't. In fact, the World Banking elite working day and night, such as George Soros, the Rothschild, and all that, working day and night to, and also funding untold millions, billions of dollars to try to get rid of Trump. But somehow, some way, the liberals think he's Hitler. Hitler killed millions of Jews. Trump supports Jews. Hitler wanted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Trump recognized in Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Hitler hated any race and color but his own so-called master race. Trump supporters are of every race, and anybody's been to Trump rallies, you see tons of black people, tons of Mexicans, Spanish, and so on. Not just a bunch of white hicks, okay? Go to Trump rallies. If you don't believe me, you'll see this for yourself. Plain and simple. And Hitler belonged to a Luciferian cult known as the Vril and Thule societies, was also a prominent member of the Illuminati, and he preached evil. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Trump's always preaching unite, okay? And Trump is a Christian and preaches God. Now, there's a little conspiracy there. Oh, Hitler was a Christian. No, first of all, he grew up as a Catholic. Then he became twisted and whacked out, okay, joined the occult, and was a member of the Vril and Thule Society, which are huge, that's called the Society of the Black Sun, which is huge Luciferian occultism. And Trump openly proclaims God and Jesus Christ as the God of this country. So please tell me again how Trump is like Hitler. So leave the comments, and I want to know how Trump is like Hitler. I mean, I really need to know this. And people say, well, because the caravan's coming up to the country. Well, first of all, him saying they can't come in, if you go back, okay, and I like how they demonize Trump over this, okay? When you go back to every president, okay, when they were running for office, even Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton herself said this, that we need tighter border security. We need to stop illegal immigration. This is on record. You could go look this up. This is not a conspiracy theory. It's not Fox conspiracy news, okay? You could go look this up, their own words from their own mouth, and see that they were calling for the same exact thing. But when they got in office, all of a sudden now they're pro-immigration. And the thing is, you got to understand, okay, Donald Trump's not anti-immigration. I'm not anti-immigration. And Trump supporters are not anti-immigration. And people coming here illegally is a smack in the face to everybody that worked their butts off to become citizens of this country. So it's not racism. It's not being a bigot, okay? My grandparents on my father's side came from Italy, both of them, Rome and Naples. They had to go through the INS and the whole system. It took them years to come here. They worked their butts off when they got here. And, that's birthing my father here in America, and me, and my mom's side was Native American. So, but basically we were saying, anybody who comes over here illegally is a smack in the face to my grandparents, to many other people I went to school, and it was basically United Nations of schools. I mean, we had the whites and blacks were the minorities. Let's put it that way. But we all got along. We played together, had fun together, the whole 9 yards. And it was great. So, this whole thing with this, it's so ridiculous, it really is. And shouldn't even have to explain all this, but all those people that I went to school with too, that are minorities, okay, they and their parents or their grandparents came here, worked their butts off to the bone. And it's a smack in the face to these people that come in this country, want to become Americans, want to do it the right way, and it's a smack in the face to each and every one of them. And some people come in through the INS and all that, and they come here legally. I'll be the first ones there to open my arms and say, hey, welcome to America, fellow citizen. And yes, America is built on immigrants. However, we have a process, it's called the immigration process, and unfortunately it does take some time because proper vetting needs to be done and everything else due to the rise of the Islamic extremism and everything else, so we need to really vent these people. So anyway, So I'm not against illegal immigration. Trump's not. I am against legal immigration. I'm not against immigration. Okay. So Trump is not against immigration. He's against illegal immigration. That's his job. Okay. The thing is, his personal view and any president's personal view shouldn't matter. The Constitution gives him the authority to protect our borders. It's his constitutional duty to prevent illegal immigration and to protect our borders. This is a national sovereignty country, a constitutional republic, that it is our obligation to protect our borders. So it's not being racist, it's not being a bigot. It's called learning history, it's called learning the Constitution, and I know they don't teach civics classes anymore, which is why most people are becoming that stupid and dumb that they don't know history and they don't know civics. Civics should be one of the biggest mandatory classes in public schools today. But due to the lack of it, them taking civics out, this is why our country is just becoming a completely dumbed down society, because people do not know history. They don't know the Constitution anymore. They make stuff up as they go along because they hear the garbage. And what they do is the ones that do sound somewhat intelligent, all they do is recite and regurgitate the garbage that comes off the mainstream media. And yes, all mainstream media is garbage. I mean, even Fox News, I only trust a couple people on Fox News, a couple people here and here, there. Lou Dubs, Judge Andrew Napolitano, Ben Swan, just a, very, very small handful. And, there's a lot of good people on Fox News, too, just look through the list here, and I mean, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, yes, definitely, I trust him. But Sean Hannity, I'm not too much of a fan of him because he can go both ways, and definitely these other people too. But Tucker Carlson's one of my favorite, and these are the very few people you can trust in mainstream media, and because folks. Mainstream media is overwhelmed and overrun by propaganda. So I'm just scrolling through the news here, and I just wanted to cover that real quick before we get onto the regular news. But I just want to do the segment completely on how Trump is being compared to a Nazi, being compared to Adolf Hitler. Now, anybody that is in communism, okay, because you have to be a communism and Nazism is the same damn thing. It's socialism. It's all the same root, all from the same seed. Okay, why would you say "Make America Great Again" if you're anything like that? You would be saying "Make the global world great." Like in other words, supporting the global governments. People say, "What's wrong with global governments? What's wrong with a new world order? What's wrong with this? A one-world religion?" Well, if you, again, bother reading history, bother reading the Bible, you'll find out why there's something wrong with it. And it's not peace at all. They say, "Oh, it's world peace." What's better than that? Because it's not peace at all. It's slavery. It's 1984 George Orwell's crap. Slavery is freedom is slavery, war is peace. That's how they push it. But I just want to cut out here and keep this under 15 minutes. Thank you everybody for joining in for this little segment. The next segment we'll get to news. About this segment here, I just want to talk about, again, if you can honestly say you believe that, regardless if you like Trump or not, that's the thing. Remove the hate from, with Trump from your heart for a minute. Okay? Compare Hitler, compare Trump. You'll see they are night and day differences. I mean, a 12-year-old in school, in junior high school, could figure this out, for God's sake. I mean, these people are so ridiculous. They don't know history. They don't know anything, but only what they hear and regurgitate from the mainstream media, the fake news like CNN and MSNBC, where nobody's watching them, just a handful of far-left progressives. I mean, a lot of Democrats are walking away from the movement now because they're starting to see #WalkAway. People like Kanye West and all that, they're just getting out of it because they're seeing the lies themselves. So it's going to be a close elections this year, real close, and it's going to be a battle. Either way it goes, I mean, expect a lot of violence, folks. But we need a lot of prayers to combat that. We need a lot of good patriots out there to stand tall, stand for your country, and do anything you have to stand by and protect this country. Stand ready to assist our military and police if the call comes for the time of need. Dan Bidondi, TruthRadioShow.com. God bless. Welcome to TruthRadioShow.com with your host, Dan Bidondi. Today's October 26th of 2018. In recent news, as you've been hearing for the last year or so since President Trump's been elected, you have liberals calling him a Nazi. You know what I mean? They openly come out and say he's a nationalist, but then go and say he's a Nazi. Nazi and nationalism does not mix. Nazi is pro-globalism, pro-New World Order, just anything to do with destroying the Constitution.